you talk about her qualities though? Because this is somebody you've gone up against last season in the Champions League.
Not really, no. I don't want to talk about someone who's under contract elsewhere. You don't ask me to sit here and talk about Jonas Eideveld every week, nor Gareth Taylor. So nor should I sit here and talk about Sonia Bompastor.
Okay, is the mould of her the kind of head coach that you would like to see the club go towards? Because you speak so much about wanting more female coaches in the game and want those female coaches to have the biggest opportunities.
I mean, I'll repeat myself just in case you didn't hear me the first time, but I think when the club has something to announce, and they absolutely do not have anything to announce at this moment in time, there's absolutely nothing to comment or report on. You know, it's the process is ongoing. The club have made that clear, and I'm sure everybody's keen for some news to come our way, but that isn't this current time, I'm afraid. Sorry.
No problem at all. Right, let's focus on tomorrow night against Manchester City. Both your team, Gareth's team, 10 wins in a row in all competitions. What improvements have you seen in their side this season?
Look, I think for me, I want to talk about my own team and focus on my own team. I think for us, we're in a good moment. We're winning. We're playing. I think players are getting opportunities to play. We're playing at Kingsmeadow, a place we love. It's a fixture we'll look forward to. And all my focus and attention is on what we do, not what they do.
Okay, let's talk about your team then. How's this week been since a tricky game on the weekend? But do you sometimes learn more from your team in those more difficult encounters than you would do in a game where you're winning 5, 6, 7-0?
Not really. I mean, you're playing a team with 11 bodies behind the ball. We know when we play, you know, top WSL1 teams, you go toe for toe, so it's a much different game. So you have to be prepared for that. But it's about winning, and we won at the weekend. Of course, every week you've got things to improve on, and I think the training this week has been focused on, you know, how we get into good situations and most importantly execute. So yeah, good training sessions from the team, and everybody's really looking forward to it.
And how's Mayra been this week? Because, you know, a new player coming in, different culture, different language, different league, could always be tricky to settle in, but sometimes a goal on the pitch can really help do that as well.
Look, there's no denying you lose connection. We lost a player in Sam, and the connection she'd built up with players. There's a lot of new partnerships for us. So it's not just about Mayra. Same for Nat coming into the team. Same for Hannah Hampton. A lot of new pairings. But Mayra has, you know, shown daily, not only does she understand what we're asking from her, but there is no doubt in my mind there is much improvement to be made, and she is going to be a top player. I've no doubt about it.
Before we go, team news. How's Lauren James doing? Is she
yeah, fine.
better?
Yeah, available for selection. As I said before, I think Kat, she will partake in a game during international break. She will be available after international break, I think. Millie Bright getting much closer. I always know everybody else available.
Is Millie Bright more after the international break?
Yeah.
That could be quite likely.
Yeah.
And how's Sam's recovery going? Because I did see a video Millie posted. I mean, she must be the perfect partner to
she's in good spirits. She's been in, I had lunch with us yesterday. Sometimes their rehab times are different, so we don't always cross over, but you know, she's got her head down and getting herself into the best place possible. The first 90 days are critical after an ACL, so she's putting her energy into getting herself in the best place.
Thanks, Sam.
Welcome.
Thanks, James. Before we come across to Emma, Sam, could I ask you just to tilt the laptop forward, if that's all right, just so they can see Emma? Amazing. Thank you very much. We'll come to Emma at BBC Sport next, please, Em.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hi, Emma. Nice to see you.
It feels really weird. Yeah. Hey.
Hey, I asked Gareth this question yesterday, but obviously the magnitude of the game will talk it up on the outside in the media. Just wondered whether you're kind of tempted to almost do the same with your players, because you've got so many big players who turn up for the big stage. I just wonder whether, in a way, that would almost bring the best out of them to kind of magnified the game a little bit more?
It's not something we do, to be honest. I think when you play in, so much top opposition throughout the year, you have to regulate your emotions, to be honest with you. And when you're having to deal with so much adrenaline rushes and crashes, because so much games accumulation, you just have to get yourself, every individual has to get themselves prepared in the best way possible. And for some, that self-talk might be like hyping it up. For others, it's the opposite. I think what I've learned over the years is not to change between games, because you shouldn't place more importance on one fixture over another. As I've said before, we like playing at Kingsmeadow. That's our home. We feel comfortable there. We know our fan base will be big for us tomorrow. We understand the opponent we're playing, but for us at Chelsea, our focus is only on us, on getting ourselves right. And if we do that, then we know we'll make it a competitive game.
Well, all the best. See you there. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
Thanks, Emma. Dan, next, please.
I hope you're well.
Hey, Dan.
Just wanted to touch on the home record, because I think in the league, since Brighton beat you in 2021, I think you played 33 games, you won 32 of them and drew the other. So how kind of pleased are you with just how strong you are at home? Because it's not something that's easy to do, to win such a large volume of games on the spin.
I mean, I don't talk about records because, then the focus becomes around that instead of the performance. I think, it's a bit like anybody when they return home or they go home. There's that feeling of comfort. It's a familiarity. It's a ground that we've had such amazing memories at. And I know this dressing room well enough to know that a lot of these players are playing in big games all of the time. So this is just another, notch in our season. And like I said, I just look forward to hearing the fans, and if the stadium's filled, it makes it a much more enjoyable experience.
And what have you made of the job that Gareth Taylor's done at Manchester City? Because there was a period that was quite difficult for him, I think, and a little bit of pressure, and it feels like he's come out the other side and really come out well.
Who am I to judge? Ask his fan base, ask his bosses, ask his players. As I said, my focus is on me and my own team.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Emma. Best of luck. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Tom, next, please.
Hi, Emma. Nice to see you. Just this game and the occasion on a Friday night at Kingsmeadow, for me, brings a lot of similarities to a game 2 years ago. It was also a Friday night at Kingsmeadow. Ended up being a top two, and you drew 0-0 to Arsenal on Friday. Everyone at the time was sort of playing it down as it wasn't a title decider, and then both teams won every match they had left after that 0-0 draw. So it ended up being the last time that neither of you not won. I suppose I'm just wondering, do you feel we're in a different place now where for both sides, a run like that for the rest of the campaign looks a lot more difficult to pull off than it maybe did 2 years ago, where the two title teams that were going for it won every game after that last meeting?
I think I've always said for many years, the team that's in the Champions League in the latter stages is in the least advantageous position to win the league. Go and look at our calendar, March and April and May, and you'll see we've got a game every 3 days until the end. We're competing on four fronts. Of course, it's where we want to be, but don't think for 1 minute that volume of games puts us at an advantage whether we win or not on Friday. I think we are exactly where we want to be. I think for the remainder of the campaign, I think it's important for our team that we focus on the results that have put us in the position we're in, and we have to take care of the right things in the right moments tomorrow, because when you have two top level opponents, there isn't much to separate. And our concentration and focus is just literally got to take one game at a time, because if you start to think of almost the bigger picture or winning the title or all of those things, before you know it, it's run away with you, to be honest.
Thanks, I'll see you Friday. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, Tom. We'll go to Rachel, the last one in the broadcast section, please, and then move on to the written.
Hi, Emma. Just one from me. I just wanted to ask, I know we talk a lot about, both teams, forwards and strikers, but I wanted to ask a little bit about the importance of that midfield battle tomorrow and the likes of Bird and Leupolz dealing with a Hasegawa. We maybe don't often talk about the importance of that role and starting the press and all that kind of thing. So I just wanted to ask you how important that will be tomorrow.
I hope it'll be fun. I hope it'll be a good battle. I know it will be. Like I said, there's so much quality on the pitch for both teams. There'll be interesting little matchups everywhere, and I can say that Melanie Leopold, she's been an anchor for us since Christmas onwards. I think she's been instrumental in our performances, and she's given Erin Cuthbert the licence to be more aggressive and tenacious in what she's doing, and I think our midfield has been excellent from Christmas onwards, so it will be a great match-up against the quality in Man City's team, and one that I'm very much looking forward to.
All right, thank you. I'll see you Friday.
Thank you.